So with Mr. H, ready? Harley, come. We were going to warm up a little bit with some of his place behavior. Nice, good boy. And see if he's like, oh, darn, this silly guy, he's so funny with his harness. Good job. So if, let's say, he's been working a few skills throughout the day and you can take some of that lovely tiredness and use it to your advantage. So let's say we're going to work a little bit with the lovely beginning stages of stay again. We would go ahead and just maybe warm him up with going to a spot as having value. And then I know earlier Ebba was helping for a little bit, but then she wanted to go do her own thing again. So we're going to have him practice a little bit with maybe some of this little place behavior. If he's a little distracted, he just noticed a little crumb on the floor. So I might go, Harley, ready? Come. He's like, lady, I'm so tired. What a good job. Smart man. He's getting towards the end of his day. So again, he is getting a little fatigued. Yeah, nice job. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and try a little bit with our stay. Remember with practicing our place behavior with some stays, make sure that the duration, so the time frame between snacks is not too big, especially when either the attention span or the abilities are not quite there yet. So with Mr. Handsome again, breaking up these little tidbits into itty bitty little pieces, getting him to find value in being stationary and vegging. The other option too is, let's say, for example, he's been doing a really nice job targeting his spot. You can also start to apply, for example, a chew to help build up that duration. So let's say, for example, we could get a longer lasting chew, put a couple little snacks on top of it, maybe make it a little bit more intriguing, and then see if we can get him to kind of hang out and veg in this little spot and feed with a little chew that way. So remember that for a lot of your puppy's practice, some of it should seem, I know, kind of lame, but boring. So sometimes just hanging out, taking little rest periods. We know that we've discussed the importance of sleep and rest for puppies, but also too, just kind of existing and hanging out is really crucial. For a lot of puppies, if you're always on the go, you might be by accident creating the need to always be doing something. So it is nice to give them enrichment and give them options for chewing, and I think that's very important, but also make sure that you are making it just as important to have downtime or decompression time throughout the day. If it's always a go situation, then the problem with that is then you might build in a puppy that becomes very physically fit, but mentally very bored. So sometimes those puppies require a lot of energy expending to finally get tired. It tends to not last very long because for those puppies, they're becoming so fit that it takes more and more physical activity to slow them down. So don't forget that both the mental and physical together is going to be a really great venue to tire him out, but also get him to work on vegging and decompression and relaxation. So right now what I'm doing with him is, as he's enjoying his little chew, he says, hold on, lady, I got a little string. So as he's enjoying his lovely little chew, I'm just going to move this little piece. Of course, my blanket has seen better days. There we go. So now as he's working that item, you can also make sure to avoid the potential for resource guarding. So let's say your puppy is enjoying a high value chew, or they're working on some puzzle toy, or their slow feed bowl. You could again meander over and then feed and then disengage. So what I like to do is toss a snack, walk away. I know I've mentioned this in a few other little videos where you're creating value, and you coming nearby is not always the end of fun, but you make the thing even better than it once was. So as he's enjoying this chew and I've been tossing a couple snacks at him, I'm going to go ahead and feed for that little behavior there of him just hanging out with his chew and then meander away. So the benefit of this game is it allows Mr. H to get comfortable with someone approaching when he has something he might find of value, but it doesn't always mean that that person is here to swipe it or take it away. So as he's enjoying his chew item and we do some feeding over the source or around him, then we can start to ask him to, for example, go again, Harley, get his attention and see if we can do a find it off in the distance. So the benefit of getting him to relinquish or move away from the item is that, remember, when he's able to practice with things he's allowed to have and let go, he gets, again, more comfortable with the concept of releasing something doesn't mean it goes away. Remember that if we're doing a lot of those drop its and we're technically then we're taking them away, then your puppy's going to think, gee, every time they come near me and ask for a drop it behavior, they're taking this really cool thing from me. So again, I might go Harley, do another little find it, and then go back to letting him back to his little chew in a moment. And you can see that this would again create a scenario where leaving your item, having me come near, doesn't always equal the end of fun. So he's doing a really nice job with the exchange. So doing a find it, redirecting him, and then from there, we could go again, another little find it, get him up and wiggling. Then I could always preload his chew again with a little bit of something just to make it seem a little bit more appealing. And then go back into some of these lovely little find its again and getting him to practice disengaging from the toy or the chew. Nice job. He says, boy, rough day, so much hard work. So again, when you're practicing with your puppy, make sure to keep the practice session short and sweet for greater success. So with a youngster like him, or even a adolescent or teenager / young adult going into adulthood, you may have moments too where your pup does better with little practice moments than lots of big chunks of working on big skills. Just like with us, when we're rehearsing something new, it might be easier to practice French for maybe 5, 10, 20 minutes than to sit down for 3 hours to really cram it in. So we may find the same thing with him, is getting him to feel comfortable doing a little bit at a time throughout the whole day is much more attainable than asking for a big chunk of time to work a lot of stuff. Gorgeous. So I'll give him a little break from this game, but he was doing really nice with the exchange and being able to bounce back and forth between the value of the item and the disengagement.